Okay, so placing the tongue lightly against the upper palate, relax your jaw. Begin to slowly encourage the breath to deepen. Let the navel, so start with a little belly breathing, let the navel expand towards the ceiling. As you inhale, navel towards the spine, gently as you exhale. On the inhale, there's a slight contraction of the tip of the tongue against the upper palate. And as you exhale, release and relax the sides of the tongue towards the heart. Soften the jaw, the flesh around the eyes. And on your next exhale, just let the legs and arms cross, change the other way. Come back to the placement of the tongue. Inhaling, slightly contract the tip of the tongue against the upper palate. Exhaling, release and relax the sides of the tongue towards the throat. Belly expanding as you inhale. Navel gently dropping towards the spine as you exhale. Couple more rounds. Exhaling fully as you release your arms back by your sides. Place your feet on the floor. The width of your mat, let your knees come together. And let your palms come either side of the navel in a downward facing triangle. So now just simple belly breathing. Now we'll do the reverse breathing, so setting up to Uddiyana gently. So just take a few breaths, inhaling into the belly first. Exhaling, follow the navel to the spine again. All the way to empty. Again, inhale, let the belly expand. Now as you exhale, navel to the spine, notice the navel moving in and the pelvic floor drawing up. Keep a grip on the navel, the pelvic floor. Inhale into the space between them. As you exhale, relax the navel, relax the pelvic floor. Navel to the spine. Pelvic floor lifts. Inhale into that space between them. As you exhale, relax the navel, the pelvic floor. On the empty, draw the navel back to the spine, lift the pelvic floor slightly upwards. Inhale into that space. Feel the breath move upwards towards the notch of the throat. And then exhale, relax the navel, relax the pelvic floor. Just do a few more at your own pace, your own rhythm. Keep the face relaxed, keep the tongue in position. Keep a slight grip on the navel to the spine, a slight engagement to the pelvic floor. Inhale into the space between them. And then exhale, fully, completely relax the belly, relax the pelvic floor. This is one of the simplest ways to set it up. If you're unsure of how it's supposed to feel, this is the easiest way to approach it. And finish the one you're on. Exhale, relax the navel, relax the pelvic floor. Just take a few normal breaths. So now eventually normal breath is belly breathing, yeah? But you might find that a normal breath for you is still kind of breathing into the clavicles, into the chest. That's fine too. But just know over time, a normal breath is considered breathing into your belly first. So along with learning new or unfamiliar techniques, sometimes we also have to undo some conditions or patterns that have been there for many, many years. So be patient. When you're relaxed, you can roll onto your left side. Just pause for a moment with your eyes open. And you can put yourself up slowly. So we'll then set it up on the knees. So this is possibly the second more accessible aspect. On the back is easiest because you have the floor for feedback. Now on all fours. So have your toes curled so you're prepared to go into downward dog, but we're going to stay on all fours first, right? So on all fours, toes curled under. Head in line with the spine. We'll take a breath into the belly as you inhale through the nose. And as you exhale, lower the head, tongue out. Exhale over the tongue as the navel moves towards the spine. You kind of round the upper back slightly, chin in towards the throat. Hold the grip on the navel as you lift the head. Inhale. Relaxing the navel to pelvic floor as you release the head, tongue out, exhale. Navel draws up, pelvic floor engages, hold that grip. Slowly lift the head to inhale. Between the navel, between the pelvic floor and the navel. Then exhale, relax it as the tongue goes out, as the head comes down. Hold the grip, lifting the head, then inhale. Tongue out, head down gently. Exhale, follow the navel to the spine, follow the pelvic floor towards the navel. Maintaining the grip on the empty. Inhale into that space as you lift the head. One more. Exhale. Now hold a grip on the navel as you lift your knees up. Then as you start to straighten your legs, inhale behind and below the navel. If you've got a nice strong Uddiyana, then you'll feel the legs sharpen, the spine lengthen. Exhale through the nose now. Jaw relaxed, tongue back up in position. Uddiyana, hold the grip on the navel. Inhale into that space behind, below the navel. Exhale and keep the arms and legs working. Exhale through the nose, follow the navel back to the spine. Uddiyana, hold the grip. A couple more. Inhale, behind, below the navel. Feel the sacrum lifting, broadening. Exhale, relax the navel, relax the pelvic floor. Uddiyana. Bend your knees, look forward, step or hop. Feet together, lengthen as you inhale. Hold a grip on the navel if you can. Folding as you exhale. Head in, hips forward, legs firm. Inhale behind the navel. Legs working, hips forward, head in. Exhaling fully. Palms together. Press the feet down to rise. Inhale. And exhale. So you can do that literally for 3 breaths each one, on your back, on all fours, down dog, and come up. You can spend longer on your back. You could just start on all fours. You know, there's different ways you can approach it. At least you've got the basic idea. So now we'll set up the basic things I mentioned at the beginning. So it was the tapping and shaking the tree. So we're just going to start with shaking the tree. If you have your knees slightly bent, you're just going to bounce on the joints. So bring your attention into the feet, the ankles, the toes. And moving up towards the knees, into the hip socket, sacrum, moving up the spine, what they call counting your blessings, so moving up to 5 lumbar vertebrae. And from the back of the ribs up to 12 thoracic vertebrae. As you get up to the middle back, you feel the shoulder blades moving, the arms start to come involved. All the way up to the base of the neck. 7 cervical vertebrae. So the head can move right up to the crown. And then coming back down to the shoulder, from the shoulder joints, down into the elbows, into the fingers, wrists. And then bring a little freedom into it, so just move around as you wish. Your feet stay in the same spot, but you can let your hips, shoulders, arms move, spine move. Closest thing we've got to a nightclub dance floor right now anyway, right? All we need is a bit of music. Alright, so now bring that to a slow stop. Just be aware of the feeling around the limbs, spine. So this one really helps with the lymph system. It doesn't have its own pump, so you have to pump it. It's the blood moving, which means the prana, the chi moves too. Okay, then we'll do the tapping. So we're going to start from the sacrum, work down the leg. So loose fist at the sacrum, tap, tap, tap. And then onto the buttock. And then back to the belly of the thighs, so back to the thighs, right into the belly of the muscle. And then come into the calves, so right in the center of the calves, we call it the small heart, pumps the blood back up the legs. And then just above the knee, mudra, marmot is ani, it's muscular tension. And then you come right into the belly of the thigh, Urvi. Next, the movement of fluid, blood into the legs. And then you come into the groin, Lohit Taksha. Again, associated with the movement of fluid, nerve impulses down to the legs. Of course, you've got the femoral artery, the femoral vein, right here in the groin. And then we'll just come back around side hip. And just the top of the hip, so you just come just above the sacrum in the back, just above the sacrum, right across the top rim of the hip, relates to the second chakra. And then we can move up into the lumbar and the kidneys. And then relax now. Just be aware of that portion, so from the navel down. And then we'll do from the head down. So let's start in the eyebrow center, so just tap, 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 eyebrow center. So I like to work with both hands, so it's like I'm tapping outwards, away from the center. So it's like I'm opening the third eye. And then I'm going to go back to, or up rather, to the crown. Right in the center. So of course when you're tapping the head, it's about the glands in the head. Pituitary gland, the master gland in the forehead, the hypothalamus at the top, and the pineal slightly towards the back. Okay, now we'll work from the shoulders. So right or left, doesn't matter really, just tap right at the top. And then we'll go down the back side of the arm. So you can mark the center, the belly of the tricep, the elbow, the middle of the forearm, these are all marker points, the wrist, and then the palm, the wrist, underside of the wrist, center of the forearm again, inner elbow, belly of the bicep. And then we lift the arm and we go under the armpit. So this is Lohitaksha, it's the same position as the groin. So the marmars on the arms, and the same on the marmars on the legs. Come down to the hip. And then we'll do the other side. So start at the top. Work your way down the back side of the arm, so tricep side, elbow, forearm, center forearm, wrist, palm up, underside of the wrist, center forearm, inner elbow, belly of the bicep, arm up, armpit, down the side, waist to the top of the hip. We'll do that a couple times. Good, the right hand, so we're all on the right side liver first. So from the ascending colon, so now this is about the digestion, yeah? So right just below, on the right side of the navel, just below it, the ascending colon comes up, liver on the right, across the transverse colon, pancreas, stomach, spleen on the left, and then down the descending colon. And then you could just circle that a couple times. It'll be useful to keep the old digestion working now in the next month, right? All the goodies. Okay, and alright, so that's your basic tapping sequence. Now, we'll do the standing Uddiyana here, and then we'll go through the channels, and then we'll go through the basic blueprint. So let's start with the feet parallel, shoulder distance. Exhale. Because we just stimulated the belly, it's a good place to do it. Palms open, inhale, arms up. And just take the hands down, midline, exhale. Empty. We'll do that one more, inhale. Hands down slowly, exhale. Empty. One more, arms up, inhale. Now as you start to bend the knees, tongue out, exhale. Arms straight, chin in, navel back, hold a grip on the navel. Start to rise with that grip, inhale. Then relax it as you exhale. Uddiyana, hold the grip. Slowly in. And exhale. Two more. So what you can do in the last one is add the Majanelli, so add the pumping of the navel for your last one. Chin in, navel back, pump the navel back and forth. On the empty, then slowly inhale, come up. And again, hands just down the midline, exhale. So it's unusual to feel a bit of pressure here, build a bit of heat. So if you feel like you need to cool down a bit, you just take another arm circle. And you can use the he sound, which is the triple warmer sound. So this takes any excess heat out of the head. We'll do it one more time. Inhale. Good. Standing close to the front of the mat, we'll go through the joints on the top of the right foot. Rolling out. And rolling in. Change, rolling out. And rolling in. Feet shoulder distance, head forwards to the right. Walls in the middle, change direction. Walls in the middle, slowly lift the head. collarbones, up, back and down. Change direction, shoulder blades. Palms together, interlace, rolling on the wrist. Keep the forearms close, wrists eye level. Changing direction. Release, turning from the waist, right, left. Another set. Relax the arms and then just the tailbone. So make the small circle small, not so big with your hip, just a little less with the hip, more with the sacrum. Change direction. Stepping in, bend your knees to the right. Move from the back of the knee and then the root of the thigh, top of the thigh. Change direction. Coming up, feet apart, roll the spine, keep the shoulders over the hips. Roll the sacrum, lumbar forward as you come up. Couple more. Exhaling fully. Step the feet together. Heels touching, big toes apart. So we work with some of the wayfaring activities that I mentioned. Hands below the navel. Taking a breath in. Exhale, bend the knees. So knees bend, work the shin bone. Top of the shin has to move back and down into the heel. So there's no stress in the knee. Let the balls of the feet spread on the floor. Base of the skull lengthens up. Chin slightly down and in. And we do the vertical ball. So left hand on top as you inhale. Collarbone height. This hand's below the navel. Exhale fully. Keep the elbows wide. Inhale, change. Hold the shape of the ball as you turn. Exhale as you hold. Inhale, change. Exhale as you hold. Sink down into the feet. Inhale, change. Exhale, holding. Inhale, change. Exhale as you hold. Inhale, change. So when you're dropping your elbows in a little bit, keep them slightly out to the side. Exhale, hold. One more set. Inhale, change. Left on top. Exhale, hold. Inhale, change. And exhale, hold. Small horizontal ball below the navel. Inhale. Exhale, relax on the feet. Inhale. Palms down, slowly straighten the legs. Exhale. Stepping the feet out. Wider than shoulder distance. So same position, just wider. Bending the elbows and knees. Inhale, hold the ball. Vaya chakra. Relax on the feet. Try to sink from the root of the thigh. Chin slightly in. Base of the skull lengthening up. Remember the breath, so inhaling. Tip of the tongue presses against the upper palate. Exhaling, the root of the tongue relaxes towards the heart. Palms down, exhale. To the eyes, inhale. Pause and then exhale, press out. Empty. Inhale and draw in. And exhale down. Long inhale, up, down, up. Turn out to the left, toes up. Exhale from the outside of the hip to the toes, from the big toe to the groin, navel, throat. Shifting. Exhale down, fold from the waist. Center, turn out, bend into the back knee, weight strongly in the back leg, press out, navel back. Inhale, center. Exhale, sink into the back knee, weight down towards the heel. Arm up, inhale to the center. Hold the breath in as you turn your heels forwards. Chakribandha, hands down, turning out like the feet. Sink from the root of the thigh. Hands light, feet heavy, chin forward. Maria, look a bit too wide with your feet there. Come in a bit closer. 12 inches between the heels. Exhaling fully. Heels back, weight in the legs, come up slowly, push down through the legs. Inhale. And exhale. We're doing the valley squat. So the right leg goes behind, right arm on top. Inhale. Straight down, exhale. Navel to the spine. Slowly start to rise as you inhale. Step. Left foot behind, left arm on top. Exhale. Uddiyana. Hold the grip as you rise. Inhale, step. Exhale, switch. Right foot behind. Right arm on top. Uddiyana. Slowly start to rise. Inhale. Step. Left foot behind, left arm on top. Exhale, straight down towards the heel. One more set. Slowly rise, inhale. 3 is a good number to do. You're going to do quite a bit. Exhale down. If you're just working with a couple of things, then do more of the couple of things. Coming up slowly, inhale. One more to the right, exhale. Uddiyana. Start to rise slowly, inhale. Big step out. Feet turned out, cross the hands on the chest. Relax the elbows on the chest. Raise Virasthana, raising that left heel, inhale. Bend the knee, sink the hip. The waist and the head turn last on the empty. Push up as you inhale, head center, waist center. Exhale, raise the right heel, sink the hip. Keep the straight leg firm. Press to the little toe side of the straight leg. Head and waist turn last. Inhale to push up. If you can sink lower than me, go lower. But Just keep the spine upright. Push up, inhale. Head center, waist center, exhale down. Turn the waist, turn the head. Inhale, push down powerfully through the ball of the foot. One more set. Down on the left. Waist head turns on the empty. Push down to come up. Inhale. One more on the right. Exhale, head waist turns. Coming up, inhale. Sink the hip, exhale. Ashwata, horse. Relax on the feet. Shoulders over the hips. Release the arms as you slowly straighten the legs. Palms forward, inhale. Holding the breath as you lower the hands, then exhale all the way to empty. One more. Inhale as the arms sweep out. Hold it in. Exhale as the hands press from the eyes downwards. Chakra, elbows and knees bend together. Inhale. Look up, exhale. Sacrum forward. Inhale. To your left as you exhale. Head down in the center. Come up from the right. Shoulders back over the hips. Inhale, look up. Exhale to the left. Coming up, shoulders over the hips. Exhale to the left. We're doing 3 on each side. Coming up slowly. Inhale, sacrum forward. Exhale to the right. Slowly coming up, sacrum forward. Exhale to the right. One more. Hip forward at the top. Exhale to the right. Coming up, exhale, head neutral, sink onto the feet, back in the horse. One more breath. Fully exhale, relax the face, relax the jaw. Slowly release the arms as you straighten the legs. Exhale fully. Palms forward. Inhale. Holding breath from eye level. Exhale, hands down. Empty. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Sarpa, hands on the chest. Inhale. To the left as you bend. Folding. Then the right knee shift across as you exhale. Trunk up, you're empty. Inhale, power the legs straight. Hold the breath as you bend. Keep the shoulder over the hip as long as you can before you go forward. Shifting. Trunk up. Inhale, power the legs straight. Hold the breath in. Bend. Fold forward. Shift. Trunk up. Inhale, power the legs straight. Again, down on the right. Fold. Shift. Trunk up, empty. Inhale, power the legs straight. One more set. Down on the left. Fold. Shift. Trunk up. Inhale, power the legs straight. Down on the right. Fold. Shift. Trunk up. Power the legs straight. Inhale, you're going down on the left. One more time. Fold. Stay low to the front leg as you shift across to the left. Your right leg turns out 2 o'clock. Ardha Bhuja. Now, you may find it easier off your mat if you're doing the Karkatika. If you're just doing the low lunge, then the mat's fine. Left hand down, right arm sweeps, turn on the ball of the foot, sit on the heel, draw the knee forward at the hip, turn the waist towards the straight leg as you fold. Stay low to the left leg as you shift across. Exhale, Ardha Bhuja. Back leg firm. Hands on the floor. Inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. Urdhva Mukha, inhale. Adho Mukha, exhale. Left foot steps. 10 o'clock. Inhale. Exhale. Left arm sweeps. Turn on the ball of the left foot. Bring the knee slightly forward of the hip. Fold as you turn from the waist. Stay low as you shift across. Exhale in the lunge. Place the hands. Inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. Upward dog, inhale. Downward dog, exhale. Right foot steps. Low lunge. Inhale, Ardha Bhuja. Exhale, back leg firm. Right arm sweeps. Turn on the ball of the foot. Make sure the knee comes slightly forward of the hip so you can turn the waist. Shift across as you stay low. Inhale. Exhale in the lunge. Place the hands. Inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. Roll up, inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Down dog, exhale. Stay in the dog. Come back to the exhale. See if you can come back to the Uddiyana. Even if it's just observing the navel drawing back to the spine. Exhaling fully. Right foot steps, 2 o'clock. Ardha Bhuja, inhale. Exhale. Right arm sweeps, turn on the ball of right foot, sit on the heel. Drag the left hip slightly back. Stay low as you shift across. Inhale. Exhale in the lunge. Hands to the floor. Inhale. Charge the heels as you bend your elbows. Chaturanga. Rolling as you straighten the arms. Inhale. Down dog as you exhale. Left foot steps. Inhale. Exhale in the lunge. Left arm sweeps. Turn. Inhale. Exhale. Shift across. Inhale. Exhale, back leg firm. Place the hands. Inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. Urdhva Mukha, inhale. Adho Mukha, exhale. Back in downward dog. Arms and legs working. Focus on the exhalation twice as long as the inhale. And exhaling fully. So you're going to step the right foot back into the lunge. Inhale up. And turn towards the long side of the mat. Samukhanasana. So turn towards the front. Take the legs wide. Either palms out to the sides or onto the forearms, palms together. Legs as wide as you can. Keep the feet flat on the floor. Chin forward, gaze towards the thumbs. Or if the arms are out, just gaze forward. Keep the legs firm. Try to relax the groins. Exhale below behind the navel, all the way to the pelvic floor. Then inhale into the tailbone, into the sacrum. Couple more. Exhaling fully as you come back up on the hands. Turning towards your right leg. Step back to downward dog. Now from here we're coming into pigeon on the right side. So bring the right knee where the right hand is, so right out to the top right hand corner of the mat. Bring the foot slightly forward. Make sure that knee is out beyond the hip, not in line with it. Then stretch the leg back behind you and then place the top of the foot down. You're on the fingertips, so you're going to push the floor away. Lift the sternum as you push through the fingertips. So you want to feel like you're lifting the front body, and at the same time you're pressing the back leg into the floor and you're drawing the back body forward into the front body. So back of the spine forward. Chin gaze up, shoulders relaxed. Inhale, press the back leg into the floor as you push the floor away. Keep the spine moving in as you exhale. Let the hips sink. There has to be a balance between letting the hips sink and the spine lift. If you're very open in the hip, then you can just tend to collapse into the hip without lifting. So the spine has to move in and up. Now let the head come to neutral. So a couple of options here. You bring the right hand in line with the navel. You bend the back knee. It might be as far as you get. If you can reach towards the big toe side of the foot, you can hold the foot. If you can bring the heel in, you bring it in towards the outside of the hip, and then you can turn on the wrist so the fingers turn to face forward eventually. So there's a few options there. Don't force it. It's fine which one you can. If you just need to hold the foot, you can. If the foot comes in, the heel comes to the outside of the hip. Then we'll release, back leg to the floor. Now, you're going to sit onto that right hip, that front leg hip, so roll towards the right hip. And you're going to bend the back knee forward, bring it forward like we've done before. You're going to take that left leg on top of the right, so Sankhatasana. I'm just going to turn to face you. So pinning the feet to the floor as best you can. Stretch the heels back and press the top leg down. Weight on the tailbone. So you feel like your shoulders, your collarbones should feel like they're directly above your sit bones. The base of the skull lengthens up, the chin slightly down and in. Tongue up against the palate. Inhaling through the upper molars, so the back of the upper jaw. Exhaling through the lower molars, back of the lower jaw. So very mild Uddiyana here, so it's just following the navel to the spine. Pelvic floor to the navel. So if you have your left leg on top, then your left arm is going to come behind the back. And your right arm is going to come on top. So I'm doing the same side as you, so it might look like the opposite on the screen. So left leg on top, so left arm under. Square the waist towards the front. Keep pressing the top leg down, keep stretching the heels back. Keep pressing the head back. Then on an exhale, we curl the hairline in towards the knee. If you can't go forward, you can just stay upright. Try to level the shoulders so that right shoulder tends to need to come a little forward, so it's not behind the left. The hairline easily comes to the knee. You can take the chin forward, but stay on your base. Don't come off your base. Exhaling fully. Coming up with the head. Now, just release your top arm only. Top arm only. You're going to take that top arm outside the top knee. So right arm outside the left knee. And I'm going to turn my waist, my ribs, my chest to the left. Keeping my hand behind my back between my shoulder blades. So relax that left elbow to the rib cage. Keep the heel stretching back, top leg pressing down. Slowly turn the waist back on the exhale. Fully exhale. Inhale the waist and head forwards. Top arm stays on the knee. All I'm going to do is bend my wrist here. And then I release the left arm and bring it on top of the right. Bend both wrists. Let your shoulders relax. Sit right on the center. Then releasing the arms. So now we have to go through downward dog so we can go back to pigeon on the other side. So make your way downward dog. I'm just going to turn back towards the long side of the mat. Take a few breaths here. Open the backs of the legs. Push the floor away. Keep the sacrum lifting. And exhaling fully, we're taking the left knee towards the left hand, so the top left corner of the mat. Make sure the knee is wider than the hip. Stretch that leg back behind you. Then slowly press the top of the foot on the floor. On the fingertips, pushing the floor away. Lift the sternum. So with the arms straight, spine lifting. Back leg pressing into the floor. Move the thoracic spine between your shoulder blades into the body. As the spine moves in and up, the hip sinks on the exhale. Exhaling fully, let the head come back to neutral. So then we bring the left hand in line with the navel. Stay on the fingertips. Bend your back knee, so maybe you just get to bending the back knee. Maybe you can reach for the big toe. If you've got the big toe, then maybe you can bring the heel in towards the outside of the hip, and eventually the wrist turns and the fingers face forward. It's a preparation for Vamadevasana. And slowly release that back leg. You're rolling onto that left hip.